Hi Vicky, am I enjoying some warmer weather? Sort of I am. Hi Sandra, yeah, it's not so sunny here either. Hi Sherry, hi Nicole, 29 degrees, oh wow, goodness me, that's very warm. You have to sleep in the freezer, yeah, isn't it just? My goodness, hi Deb. You have to make coffee and give the dogs their lunch. That sounds good. I've got a cat outside the door meowing very loudly. So if you hear her crying in the background, that's Popsy. She has been fed multiple times. There's nothing wrong. She's just being a whingy whiskers. Hi Louise. Hi Beth. Hi Sweet Pea. You got sunshine. That's good. Hi Anika and hi Anne. I don't think I've missed anybody. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. As long as my thing is updating, then hopefully we are going to be good. Right, so let's get through our housekeeping as we normally do. If you're watching this back, this is a live stream. It will be chatty. If you don't like the chat, you can come and join us because it's more interesting. I don't really like watching replays of live streams either. I prefer to be in them because it's more interesting. Or you can just skip through the bits you don't want because on YouTube there's a function to do that. Or you can hold on and there will be a edited version of it at some point. Not quite sure when. I'm still trying to catch up from some of the ones at the beginning of the year. And Christmas last year, because I have some from there that I still need to edit. But yeah, massive thank you to all of my members. I have various different memberships. I've got the Crafty Sprinkles, which are 99p a month. There's various benefits and things you can get for being a member. I am going to do a live stream soon. Don't lose heart, members. I am. It's just trying to figure out a time, and I can't kind of pre-book it because my life's all over the shop, so I don't know what I'm doing from 1 minute to the next. So it's a bit difficult. I can plan something and then something happens and I have to abandon it. So I'd rather not promise something and then have to abandon it. I'd rather just kind of just do it ad hoc when I can. But I will do a live stream at some point. But just if you have your notifications turned on, it will mean that you won't miss any, any notifications. You won't miss it. If I suddenly go live randomly, which is what will happen, I'm sure, then you won't miss it. So that's all my members. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Somebody else said that, so that's good if you can do that. Also, I would love to see your versions of your cards. I do have a Pinterest board. I don't check it as often as I should because I just don't have time. This is another reason why I don't have a Facebook group, apart from the fact I don't like Facebook. I just haven't got the time to monitor it, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening. So yeah, I also have a Reddit community which I check more often because I get notifications on Reddit. They come up with some posts, so at least I can kind of check in on that. So Reddit's a bit better for me. And on there you can post pictures of stuff you've made. You can also put on suggestions for things. You can ask questions. You can, etc. So there's lots of different things you can do on Reddit. I think it's a bit more versatile than Pinterest, and it's easier for me to see. Pinterest I find a bit clunky to see. Hi to Glenn. Hello Glenn. Hello Antoinette. Hello Connie, Aletta, Inga, June, and it's 17 degrees upper North Island of New Zealand. It's 1:32 in the morning. Goodness me, Anne, you're hardcore. 1:30 in the morning and still up watching me. Thank you for watching me. Hi Elizabeth. 9 degrees in the Netherlands, Antoinette. Wow, okay. Nicole, okay, I'll be right over. Yvette, there, now I'm really here. Hi all, was making lunch. Cool, don't worry about it, that's fine. Right, okay, so let's crack on. So, the card for today is one that was recommended to me by Shannon. Shannon saw it on Pinterest, sent me the pin, and I was like, oh, I like that card, that's really nice. Hi Jeanette, hi Jane. So I actually had something else planned for today and I'd cut all the pieces out ready to go, and then yesterday afternoon I saw the pin that Shannon had pinned and sent to me, and I was like, oh no, scrap what I had planned, we're doing that instead. So this card is one I saw over on Kayla Renee's YouTube channel. I've put a link in the description to her video, so please go and check out her channel. She looks like she's got some really good ideas. So if you want some really, and she's part of Stampin' Up, so she does a bit of stamping as well. So if you're into stamping and you're into card folds, I would definitely go and check her out. This was from a live stream that she did, and it was a 6x6 multifaceted pop-up card. So I have made a the beginning of one. I need to do the front. I haven't finished the front yet, and I've put the white piece on the back. But then and I haven't decorated it all inside. It's got pattern pieces, but it hasn't got anything else on it, like no sentiments or anything. Because I literally just made this literally just now. I'd already done like a basic sample, but not a decorated one. And so when you open it up, you have this, and I just thought that's rather cool. And I've not seen anything like this before. So yeah, I was like, right, that looks like one to make. So obviously you can put, you know, sentiments on here. You could put a sentiment here maybe. One thing I would say is make sure you use a stronger card than I have. This card is about the base card is about a 220. I want to say 220, something like that. And it's a little bit, it's not very, yeah, it's not thick enough. So I need to make it a little bit thicker. Yeah, so I really like this. Nicole, so you've heard of her? Yeah, see, I had not heard of her, but I was like, wow, I'm going to have to check out her channel. She looks like she's right up my street. And I love this because it's just a bit different. When I first saw the picture, I was like, what? How? What? And my brain couldn't get it, you know, couldn't get round how it was made. And then when I saw the video, I was like, ah, okay. So I'm not sure what measurements she went for. I don't think she did a 6x6. I kind of looked at the beginning of the video and I had it kind of on, but I wasn't paying attention to the measurements. So I've done my own measurements, but based off how she did it. Because I originally did this differently. And if I quickly fish it out the bin, I can show you how I did make it. I did chuck this, but I probably should have kept it. So I did a 6x6 version and I did it a bit differently. So this is my 6x6 and this is how I thought it was made. So, and it, you know, you wouldn't think it looks a great deal different. But this piece is all one piece. Which is fine because it makes it more stable, I suppose. But I've actually done it today how she's done it. What I would say is if you do it this way, so this is literally two 6x12s, but what happens is these pieces here, when you shut it, you might end up with little bits popping out that are a bit too big. So I've actually shrunk the middle piece down and done it how she did it, which I quite like the way she did it. But there's two different options for that, really. So yeah, so I've done it how she's... It does mean that by doing it this way, your middle piece, you've got some slightly, you know, not the easiest of measurements, as it were. You could also put pieces at the back here, if you don't want that to be plain. I quite like it being plain, because I think it kind of sets it off. So yeah, Kayla would have done a card that closes A5 or 5.5 by 4.5. Yeah, hers looked like it was square, though. It did look square, but I'm not sure. And I'm sure I saw a measurement that was 6.5 for something. But I'm not sure, but it was. I'm sure it was square. But I mean, the thing is that you could do it as not square. And I guess the 5.5 by 4.25 is not. It kind of looks a little bit square, doesn't it? So, yeah. So yeah. So that's the one for today. But it's also given me more ideas. This has. So don't be surprised if you see other cards that are, yeah, similar, because it's giving me ideas. So yeah, so that's the card for today. So go and check out Kayla Renee. The papers that I'm using today are from my Mum's the Word kit, because obviously it's Mother's Day this Sunday, so I thought may as well do this, although you can use this at any time of the year, really. It's only really the greetings that are Mother's Day and with love on the back. So I'm using this, and I'm also, am I using, no I'm not, but I have done on some of my cards recently, I've been using Mum's the Word and Dragonfly Dreams together because they're very similar in colours, and so they do kind of go together. You can kind of match up, especially like the embellishments, the butterflies, and the, oh yeah, I did one recently with butterflies. I used the butterflies out of the Dragonfly Dreams pad, and then I use papers out of Mum's the Word. And also for all of you who like digital kits and who obviously like paper pads, I've got 2 new designs that are coming up soon. I'm just waiting for the pads to arrive so I can check them over, and then hopefully, as long as they approve them to be published, I can get them published and then yeah, sent off. All the details for these pads are in the links below, in the description below. All the links for these pads are in the description below. I will get my words in the right order. So yeah, you can have a look in there. You can get the digital kit from DRK Crafts. I think it's still available on Etsy. I think so. And then you can get the paper pads from Amazon. Whew. Right, so let me bring all my bits in. I'm going to start just by doing the front cover, just because I've got a few bits here and I want to stick the front on first before we start putting insides on. So I decided, instead of just doing a basic kind of a layout, a basic, you know, just stick a pattern piece on the front, that's what I normally do. I thought I'd do a very basic layout instead. So I have a pattern piece. I've got a matte piece that's 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And then I've got a pattern piece, and this one is, now I've done this because I've got this die, which will then go across the front, like the bottom there. I thought I can overlap them. So this is actually 3.5, and then the bottom section is 3, so I will have an overlap. But it's fine because it's nice and thin paper, because these papers are 100 GSM, so it's nice and thin. So what I'm going to quickly do, hi to Valerie, hi to Dee, hi to Sweet Pea, and who else? June and Carolyn. Thank you. Yeah, I do like these papers. I was quite pleased when I made them. I was like, oh, sometimes I surprise myself. Quite like that. So I'm using these quite a lot at the moment because I do like them. They do have a watercolour look to them, so they are not crisp. They have that watercolour, soft watercolour sort of effect on them. So just bear that in mind. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to stick this one at the bottom, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut that one out, and I'm going to probably stamp, might heat emboss. I think I'm going to heat emboss a greeting in gold on top of my border. But just for now, let me just stick this on here. Now, I'm not sure if I've done that the right way round. Maybe I haven't. I might just have to make sure my border covers up whatever. Yeah, I've done that the wrong way around. That's fine. So it's going to be slightly higher than I wanted, but that's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, I was going to do it. I was going to do the pattern, this one over the top of this one, and I haven't. But never mind. Never mind. That means it covers up quite a bit of that. Right, let me quickly run this through the die cutting machine. I was going to do this beforehand, but I ran out of time. So let me just quickly cut this out. I managed to prep most of this yesterday, but it's always the embellishments and the decorations that I don't always get time to do. And sometimes I don't know what I actually want to put on it until I've made the card, so it makes it quite difficult to then do it. So let's just do that like that. And then let's just pop this out. It is what it is. I know, I'm sorry, it's one of those phrases. It just kind of works. It just kind of sums it up. C'est la vie, as they would say back in the day. Right, let me just clear these bits out quickly, otherwise I won't remember to do it, and I need to finish. I'm going to do the similar kind of front page with my sample card, the one that I haven't finished decorating as well. Let's put that to one side so I don't lose it. Put my pin to one side, and then let's just pop these bits out and stamp our greeting. Just want to get this on first because it gets a bit bulky, and especially because I've gone with a slightly thicker card base for this one, so it is going to get a bit chunky. You don't want to go too chunky because obviously you don't want to, you know, whatever the word is, you don't want to make it so that your mechanism doesn't really work very well because it's so chunky. But I would say anything between a 230 and a 250 GSM, maybe. Maybe. I mean, I've only made this card once fully, so obviously you kind of pick things up. The more you do it, the more you're like, oh, actually, no, I think maybe I can get away with that GSM. Right, let's just stick all this in the bin. And then let me grab my stampy thingy bob. Oh, maybe it is. I don't know, but I remember the Sailor V. It was like, oh well, you know, whatever will be kind of thing. Sailor V kind of thing. But yeah, I don't speak French, so quite possibly. Quite possibly. Right, let's grab a stamp. I'm going to do this happy birthday one. This was a set. Don't ask me where I've got these from. I've no idea. I've had them for many years. And I can't remember where they came from, but it was like a set. And this stamp doesn't completely fit the curves, but kind of more or less. It does it well enough for me. Is that going to get in the way? No, it's not good. Right, so that's that. I think I'm going to heat emboss with gold. I think that's going to work. Because I think if I just stamp it, I feel like it's going to disappear. So, oh gosh, just knocking those bottles over. Bear with. Bear with. Right, there's that. And the gold, let's use this one. Let's use that one. I've got my heat gun ready and it is plugged in, which is always good. And grab a bit of wood so I can put it on, not do my desk, get everything ready that we need to get ready. Is it from Crafter's Companion? Cool, okay. Yeah, I can't, as I said, I've had it for so long. I've had it for years. I can't remember where it was from. I don't use it very often, but it is quite handy. There's been times when I just use the sentiment, or I'll just even just use, like where you've got happy birthday, I'll just use one of those. And I find that works quite well. It doesn't quite match the curve, but it's enough, it's good enough. But I like the fact there's quite a few different sentiments. Oh, I forgot to anti-static this before I started. That's a bit of a problem. Anyway, never mind. Never mind. Too late now. Just get rid of that there. Okay, we have got some still there, so I'm just going to use a bit of a paintbrush. I haven't got the best of lights today because it's quite murky here. So hopefully I can see. I hate when you try and do this and then you accidentally take off heat embossing powder where you don't want to take heat embossing powder. I find that quite annoying. Oh, I've just exactly done what I just said I was going to do. Just taking a bit of the eye off. Haven't got the steadiest of hands today. Right, that'll do. I think we'll go with that. We'll heat emboss that. Put this gold back in. Oh, no, come on. There we go. Right, let's quickly give that a wipe down before it all dries on my stamp pad. There we go. There we go. And I'll put that back later because I actually, whoops, we'll be using that later. So put that and that away on the floor for later. Put my wipes away and then we need to heat emboss. Okay. My desk is a mess. I really do need to sort it out. Really do need to sort it out. Right, we need that and we need that. Let's put this back on here, otherwise I can just see myself knocking that over. Yes, the Doris Day song. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. I've got that in my head now. Got that in your head now. Right, bear with. I'm going to do some heat embossing. It's going to get a bit noisy. There we go. This heat embossing powder is very old, so it was taking a while to to melt. I would normally melt from the underside, but I didn't want to blow the camera with hot air. Right, so let's go ahead and stick that onto here. Oh, now then. We are going to see a little bit of the stripe there, but it's not... I think I can sneak that onto there. Yeah, there's a little bit of stripe there that I know is there, but nobody else is going to know. So let's just stick that down, make sure we get all our little bits out. And then we can stick that, sort out the front, the actual main base card, and stick it down. And then get on with the actual fold. So I'll just get this done now. Right. Let's grab this. I think about there. I think that's about right. It's a good width as well, because it's literally the right kind of width for what I need. I was planning to have a bit more flowers at the front. Never mind. And the other thing is what I was thinking of doing, I think I might do a little floral thing on the front there, like a little flower bouquet or something, but I will do that after, just because it won't matter so much, because I'm going to use silicone glue for that, so I can do that later. Right, let me move these bits to one side. We will come to those in a moment. As I said, I would have had all this organised, however, I was rushing around this morning. I had to go and drop a birthday card off at someone's house because it's their birthday today. Leslie, if you're watching, happy birthday. And she's retiring as well today, so that's wonderful for her. I'm glad for her. I really am. I actually really am. Right, so let us grab... What am I doing? It needs to go in there. Let me grab my scoreboard. Oh, I just dropped a bit on the floor. Oh, we're having one of those mornings today. Right, so for your main base card, you're just going to need a 6x6 card blank or a piece of card that's 6x12, and you're literally going to score it halfway at 6 inches. Now I'm going to put this away just for now. I'm going to come back to it in a moment, but I want to fold this and stick things into place while we've got it. So that's that. That's obviously going on the front like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that down. I decided to go for this soft lilac, and as you can see, that border die has gone over the side of my mat, but I'm not too bothered about it because it doesn't go over the side of my card. That's the main thing. So I don't mind the fact it goes over the side of the mat. So that is going to go on there like that. Okay. I could have trimmed that off. It does look a little bit wonky, but whatever. It's too late now, so it'll just have to do. And then on the back, we just need to put a white piece. If you want to do a mat first, then your mat is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. I forgot to mention that on here. So my mat's 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. If you had one big piece of pattern, it'd be 5.5 by 5.5. So similarly for the back, if you want to do a mat as well, then your mat is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and your white piece will be 5.5 by 5.5. I'm actually going to put that like that. I'm going to quickly stamp a greeting, because again, I don't really want to be doing that later on. Hi Laurie! Oh, happy birthday Nicole, for Thursday. If you don't blow out the candles and eat the birthday cake, I will stay the same age as last year. I don't think it works like that, but nice try. Nice try. I don't think it works like that. Where's there? Right, okay, so let me grab a greeting. Let's go for this one. I always use this one. Good old Faithfuls. Let's plonk that on there. Grab my wishing you a happy birthday. That can go in the middle, like that. And then we can thingy that. March seems to be a big month for birthdays. I know so many people whose birthdays there are in March. I've literally, I mean, my calendar, there's only maybe 5 days in March where there's not somebody's birthday. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I've literally got birthdays. There was someone's birthday yesterday, well, 2 people's that I knew actually yesterday. One today, one tomorrow. a whole load over the weekend. Is that wonky? I think that's a bit wonky. But my brain's a bit wonky today, so, you know, that's just how it is. Okay, so that's that. Let's take that out. Yeah, that's not very straight. Never mind. By the sound of that, I must be about 18. Yeah, well, I'm 25 with a few years post unpacking. That's what I am. Or years experience. That's the other one. That's the other one. Right, I'm going to go ahead and stick this down onto the back of my card. Let's stick this on like this. Here we go. That's definitely slightly wonky. But anyway, never mind. Right, and then on the inside, you're going to need 2 pieces of mat that are 2 3/4 by 5 3/4, and 2 pieces of pattern that are 2.5 by 5.5. Now, I'm going to go ahead and stick these on. Go ahead and stick these down. Stick these down. Ooh. So these are all from the Mum's the Word pack, and I wanted to use the apricot kind of colour because I haven't used the apricot ones very much, so I thought let's go apricot and lilac because that kind of works. Okay, so that one needs to go there like that. Okay, so then we need to go ahead and stick these either side. Now normally I'd put my mechanism in first and then put these in, but because I've got 3 edges to go by, you kind of can do it beforehand, and it's just a bit easier to do it beforehand because you then haven't got to battle your way past that mechanism in the middle. So it kind of works better to stick it on before. So that is going to go there. So I'm just making sure my top, left and bottom borders are about the same. And we're going to do the same over this side. Okay, so that is going, yeah, we'll go. I haven't quite cut them so they're even, so they're not, but it's fine. It's fine, there'll be so much going on you won't notice. Right, so that's that, so that's great. So now we'll go ahead and do our middle bit. So for your middle bit, I'm going to put my scoreboard right over the top because then I know where it is, you know, the card. You need 1 piece. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either do it as one big piece, or you can do it the way that Kayla did it. So I'm going to do it in the same kind of way she did it, but I do quite like the other way. So I might, when I do my edited version, I might do an actual tutorial on it, and I might do it the other way. So then if you want to do it, you've got 2 different options then. So you need 1 piece that is 5 3/4 by 6 3/4. And you're going to score this at 1/2 inch, at 3 3/8, which is a bit of a weird measurement, and at 6 1/4, like that. And then what you need to do is then we are going to score. So from your 1/2 inch, so you've got 1/2 inch tab on either side. So from the top of those top of score line to the bottom of the other score line, you're going to score diagonally. So let's just line these up like that, and then we're going to do the same on this side. So again, line up the top of your score lines and go diagonally like that. And then what we need to do is fold these over, so these tabs get folded over like that. Your middle becomes a valley fold. So let's fold that in half, like that. And then these diagonals become mountain folds. So all that moaning that I do about how I don't like triangles, and here I am doing another card with triangles, but it's not many triangles, so, and they're easy triangles, so it's fine. So you end up with that, and then if you just squash those two together, you can just kind of get it so you can give it a good burnish, so it burnish, you know, it closes shut like that. So now the best thing to do is to decorate this now before you stick it in, because when I did my sample one, which was this one, obviously this is just all pattern cards, like extra card that I've got, but I think it's just going to be easier to do it. The one I'm this one I actually did before I stuck everything in, and it just was a lot easier. So what we're going to do is, to start with, you are going to need quite a few pieces. Let's start with, oh yeah, that's that one. That's for that. Okay, so you're going to need one piece of mat that is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and also a non-directional pattern piece that's 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and both of those we're going to cut in half diagonally. Okay, you keep seeing, you cannot hear or read diagonally anymore, you keep reading diagonally. Okay, fair enough. Oh dear, it's funny what the brain does, isn't it, sometimes. Right, so I'm going to cut this in half diagonally like that. There we go. And then, oops, and cut this one in half diagonally as well. If you want to put double-sided tape on, maybe using mirror card as your mat, make sure you do it before you cut it, just makes things easier. I'm using wet glue, so it doesn't really matter. So then we're going to go ahead and stick that onto the mats. You were going fine with the age, avoiding until your birthday fell on the day at kindly at work. They made me wear the class birthday hat and blow out the candles. Oh my goodness. Dear me. See, I hate, this is when I'm glad I'm self-employed. Because I can't do anything like that. No. Just can't. It's just not happening. Just not happening. Right, let's stick that onto there. If you want a smaller border, then just make your pattern piece 3 1/2 instead of 3 1/4. But I find 3 1/4 gives you quite a nice sort of, you know, border. Good thing the kids don't know their tables, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Right, let's stick that down. Can't pick things up today, which is a bit of a problem. Right, oh, it's so dark here. It really is. Okay, so then these two pieces are, you probably guessed, are going to go in here and in here. So I'm going to stick those down. Oh, yeah, I need something else I need to do before I do too much more. Obviously the order in which you do all this you could change around, but this is just the way I've sort of done it and it seems to work. So hopefully it will. So, oops, that's going to go on there like that. Bit of glue leakage going on. That's that one. Let's do this one. This one goes on the other side, over here. More glue leakage. Great. Doing well with the old glue today. Right, now before I go any further, I'm going to quickly add in red tape onto these tabs. You can use wet glue, and I did use wet glue on the other one, but because it's a live stream, I'm going to use red tape, and also because it will then remind me to mitre the sides of my tabs, because that was one thing I did forget to do until the last minute on my other card, and it just makes it more difficult to actually cut once you've got everything loaded up on your mechanism. So I'm going to do that now while I think about it. So that's that, and then we're just going to mitre these corners. There we go. Right, you don't have to mitre the corners, but you do. It does mean that they kind of disappear a bit more if you do that. So that's that piece. Right, so now we need to sort out our squares, because again, it's easy to stick it on before you stick it in. So you're going to need, now there's different ways you can do this. You're going to need 4 base pieces that are 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then you need 4 mats that are 2 5/8 by 2 5/8. And then you need 4 patterns that are 2 3/8 by 2 3/8. If you've got a pattern that is like it's kind of all one, it's like this, it's not just random, it's actually a picture, then you can cut out a piece that is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then just cut it in half. I've done my little measurements on the back here at 2 3/8, and then that way it just means that you can. So I'm going to do little, I mean, I should be able to see which way up it is, because it's a whole picture, but I'm going to do that anyway. And then I'm just going to cut this in half, and then we can go ahead and stick them onto the mats and onto the base pieces. But as I said, you don't have to, you can just use, squares. It's quite good for scraps for that kind of thing. But yeah, I wanted to do a whole picture, so. Went off a little bit there. Right, so let's stick these down. Hi, Anika. So let's stick these down. And do them one by one, and remember where they go. Okay, that's that one. So that's going to be top right. And if you wanted to, you could actually put your sentiment on here, or do little embellishments, as long as they're flat, sort of flat flowers or whatever, and do it that way instead. Lots of different options. That's that one. Thank you. Yeah, as I said, I'm really pleased with the way it turned out. It does have that watercolour look, which a few people have one person, possibly 2 people have complained about, but I don't know, they just didn't read the description. Because it is that very much watercolour paper look. That's what I was going for. That's that one. Is that right? Or is that over this side? Hang on, wait. No, that's there. Because that leaf continues. I think that's right. I'll find out in a minute when I put this together. Okay. Oh, I keep sticking my finger in the glue, which isn't very helpful. And that's that one there. Right, I think that's... Is that not there? Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, great. So now we need to stick them all onto our bases. I'm going to move this out of the way because I don't need this anymore. I have no more cutting to do. Let's get my squares ready. And I can stick them straight down into place. Okay, so that's top left. There we go. Oops. So coming up, the 2 paper pads and digital kits that I've got coming up, one's travel themed and one is floral. So I thought I'd probably do the floral one next, because the last one, the most recent one, obviously mum's the word, but the most recent one before that was a donut time. So I thought if we keep the travel one from nearer the summer, And then I'll do the floral one next, I think. It's kind of more summery, bright, less pastel. Oh, if I do that next, and then do the travel one after. And then by then, hopefully, I'll have got some more ready in the pipeline. Okay, let's do this last one down. There we go. Okay, so now let's bring our triangle in. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to put some glue in this top right hand triangle. And then take my top right hand square and we're going to stick it down so it lines up with the crease. And you really want to make sure that it kind of goes, I'd say the priority needs to be in the middle here. You don't really want it to go over the middle. If it pops over the top slightly, it's not such a problem because there should be enough space that that's, you know, it's not going to be a problem. But you want to make sure it's right in this crease. And obviously you're only sticking that corner down. And if it goes over slightly, that's better because you do not want these overlapping. And you don't want these overlapping. You don't want anything overlapping really. So let's do this one next. So just going to put some glue on here. If you want to put pattern papers on the inside, so on here, you can, and I would do that now before you stick this down. But it's really up to you. I'm leaving mine blank, so I don't mind the gap. So once you've stuck that down, just fold it up. This is why it's quite good to use wet glue. Just fold it up and just kind of give it a push so it goes into that crease. And then you will, when you open it back up again, you'll end up with a little bit of a gap between the two, which is fine as long as it's not too big. Obviously, if you're using red tape, you won't end up with that gap. So just be careful if you're using red tape that you don't end up putting it too far in and then it's got nowhere to go. So just bear that in mind. Hi, Anika and Anika. Both of you. And then we're going to do the same at the bottom. So I'm going to grab this one. And again here, you want to make sure it lines up with the crease, but it also lines up with the bottom of that one you've just stuck in above it. And that it doesn't go over it. And then again, I'm just going to fold it and push it into place. Stick it down. And then we're going to do this one here. Oops. Getting a bit too much glue there. I'm going to mop that a little bit because that is going to splurge if I don't. Right, and then grab this one and again stick it down. Leave a bit of it, there's a tiny bit of a gap between that one and the one above. And then just fold it up and just make sure that they're okay to fold like that. Okay, and then just open it up and make sure they haven't gone apart too far. So that's okay, that's good. And you'll probably notice that it's gone over the edge. So this is slightly too big. I did do, this is 2 7/8. I did do one with 2 5/8. So this is my 2 5/8. But when it's flat, can you see what a gap I've got here? I've got a massive gap here. And if I shimmy them down, I'd have a big bit of card at the top there, which would look weird. So 2 7/8 is the best option that I can come to, unless you want to go in between 2 5 and 2 7/8. But well, 2 3/4. But 2 3/4 isn't quite enough, I don't think, from what I remember. Yeah, this seems to be the best one anyway. Okay, so then we just need to go ahead and stick this down. So let's bring our original card back in again. And then this is going to stick down like that. So this is 5 3/4, so you have a little bit of a gap at the bottom and a little bit of a gap at the top. And obviously, as I said before, that is there deliberately so that you don't end up with these panels poking above your card. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hold that into place. I'm going to take the backing off, part of the backing off the tab. Tuck the tab over. Well, I will if the red tape decides to behave itself. Make sure it's your centre line here lines up with the centre line of the card. That's there and there. And then you can go ahead and stick that tab under, like that. And then we're going to do the same on this side. So let's just pull that tab out. Pull that out. And then just again, stick that down. And then what I would do is quickly fold this up in half. Oh, it's fine. So if you've done all your score lines fine, you should be fine. You shouldn't end up with any disagree. Your car won't disagree with you. So then when you open it up, you have your mechanism. And then, as I said, if you wanted to decorate those bits, you could. But I don't mind them being calmer. You know, I feel like it's because you've got quite a bit going on. I've also think that it's quite nice to have these triangles to also be like, if these are quite busy, then these need to be a bit more kind of neutral, which is kind of what I did on this one. I didn't use exactly the same paper, but I went for something a bit calm. So that's that. And then we just need to decorate on the inside and also on the front. So let me grab, and I was going to try and sort all this out before I came on. However, the best laid plans and everything. Thank you. So I wanted to put flowers on this. Now I have got some spare flowers. Whether they're the right colour, not size. So I've got that one. I quite like that, and I did have another one. But I haven't got any more of that foiled, not foiled, of that Miri card, that colour of Miri card. So that's a problem. I've got others, but they're more a purple. So I've got that. I might just go with a, in fact, maybe I need to go with a small at the top and a big at the bottom, like that. Don't obscure the birthday there. Maybe more there. Yeah, I might just do that. And then on the inside, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do on the inside. I feel less is more. I do have foliage, which I've still got ready for another project, but anyway. Mind you, I've got a silver thing in the middle of that, haven't I? Oh no, I think we might need to go with some small foliage. I think small foliage might be good if I do two. Let me get another one. Let me get the opposite of that one. These dies are Creoles. These are Creoles foliage. Where are my other ones? Let me just find the other ones. Got a whole load up here. Oh, here. Is that them? No. Got a whole pile up here. This is a card that is waiting to be filmed. And it's been here for quite a while. Oh, there we go. There's one. And I want one more. That one there. There we go. That will do. I've actually got a whole lot of Heat Emboss flowers, but I think I prefer those die cut ones. I've got some Heat, but no, let's go die cut. I prefer the die cut ones. Right, so I think let's stick those on underneath. No, I don't think it needs anything else. I think that's fine on the front. I think just with a couple of flowers, little flower there, and a little flower here. And I think that is fine. In fact, I might even make these go the other way, like that. Yeah. Maybe? Yeah. Because then it kind of goes with the curve. I'm going to stick these on with, see now I would use silicone glue. I have got the inside to deal with, so maybe we need to come back to this last. So let's come back to this last, because if I start sticking this on with silicone glue now, I am going to jog it and move it. So on the inside, I'm not really sure what to put on the inside. I need a greeting, so I'm going with happy birthday. I need a greeting on the inside and maybe something. I don't know. What do we think on the inside? Because obviously it needs to be something that's flat. Maybe butterflies, maybe a couple of butterflies maybe, and then just leave the other two panels with the flowers. That might work. Where is my Dragonfly Dreams pack? Here it is, here it is, here it is. Right. Ooh. So here's my Dragonfly Dreams. As you can see, it's slightly different, but the dragonflies and the butterflies work really well. So I can maybe put a couple of, I quite like that one and maybe that one, I think, because they're kind of quite, you know, they're not in your face. In fact, I might go with that little one rather than that big one. Just want something. I feel like it just needs something. And then I could do with, see that all these greetings kind of work with this pack. Let's have a look on here on the A5. Oh, these are all square. I really wanted like a circular one, really, I think, because these are all rectangular. Okay. Oh, oh, knocking things over again. Oh dear, dear, dear. Right, let's cut these out. I saw a really good little tip video from Lou Collins, and she'd done how to make like a almost like a see-through, like a vellum almost. She did it with a butterfly, but just using copy powder and clear embossing powder, and it was fabulous. And I was like, oh, I need to have a go with that, definitely. It was fabulous. I don't know if anybody else saw that. It was a really good video. And it's complete like a technique I could see. I understood how it worked. I just was like, why has no one ever, I don't know, why have we never seen this before? Like, wow. It's so good. Definitely want to check, especially for those of you who do stamping and stuff. It was very good. Not doing very well with my fussy cutting because I'm, oh gosh, I need to get into there first though. These antennae are annoying. Okay. Right. Okay, that's that one. Don't worry, Marianne. Don't worry. My fussy cutting is not up to much today. It doesn't help when you feel dizzy, I have to say. Feeling dizzy and fussy cutting is not really, they don't really go together, do they? Let's be honest. They don't really go together. Have to concentrate. Now the question is, do we want these to have some kind of sparkle or shine or something on them? I'll probably clear heat emboss them if we do. Oh, antennae of butterflies are annoying. They are annoying when you have to cut them out. Okay, there's my two butterflies. I feel like it does need, like it does need something. Yeah, it's Lou Collins is her name. L-O-U and Collins. Really good. Really, really, really good. I really liked. I just thought it was such a good idea. It's so simple as well. So simple. So definitely one to check out. I was thinking of doing like one myself because I don't really do that kind of thing, so I just thought let me just leave it to the experts. We'll leave her to do it. I might do it in a video to make something one time, but I'm probably not going to do a whole video on it just because I'm not, you know. And I also need to give it a whirl as well. I need to kind of have a go myself and get it to work, but it did look good. I was trying to think of the, you know, possibilities for it. Because she'd obviously, she'd used a cut and emboss folder and then inked over the top. But she was saying you could obviously use it on just a normal embossing folder, or if you just got like a die, or you stamp and die combos, you could use it on that. And I was wondering about maybe, you know, like if you want to print something like this off, if that would work. If you printed it onto copy paper and then did it, that could quite possibly work. So. Yeah, me too, Laurie. She's really, I love her. She's just really down to earth, and I do like her a lot. She's good. Right, let's stick these butterflies in. I'm going to yoo-hoo them because I want them to stick straight away. I'm wondering, do I want the little one at the top or the big one on the top? No, I think I want the big one at the top. Right, I'm going to have him flying off to the left. And I'm going to have him flying off to the right. I say him, it's probably her. Let's have her flying off the other way. I feel like the side panels need something as well, but I don't know what. Maybe I could put my greeting here, couldn't I? I might do that. Okay, and I don't want to make them too 3D because I want them still to be able to fold up and stick together. Tomorrow's the last day of Craft Dash. Yeah, somebody, Vicky said that last time. I didn't see the video where she announced it. I did look back. That's how I discovered the clear heat embossing video, because I was looking back to see the video where she announced that she wasn't going to be with them anymore, but I couldn't find it. So, if you know where it was it a live stream? Was it a video? Was it on her channel? What, you know? Where was it? Where can I find it? Because I did want to kind of watch it and just see, you know, see her explain it. What had happened, or I don't know, why she was leaving, or whatever. It's just nice to see it from the actual person rather than, you know. But I couldn't find it. I haven't got any happy birthdays. Oh yeah, if you can link it to the group, that would be great. Right, what are we going to put in the middle? We need a happy birthday, but kind of, because I was thinking like a round, not this one, but like a round greeting, but then I have to put something there, so maybe I'll leave this in the middle and just do a greeting on here, but it's having the right kind of greeting. I always struggle with greetings. I don't know if anybody else has this problem. I always struggle. It's the one thing I really struggle with is sentiments. Every time. Every time. Oh, bane of my life. Right. Any ideas for sentiments, anybody? Because we've got happy birthday on the front. What could we have on the inside? She said last Tuesday morning on the live she does with Sam Calcott on... Oh! They've made change. She's no longer in the future plans. Oh, okay. Right, okay. She was told back in January, I believe. Wow, okay. Oh, so it's actually on a Craft Stash live. Oh, that's okay. It's interesting. Right. Greetings. What am I going to do? Any ideas, people? Any ideas? I've got my sentiments out here. Let me have a quick look through these. Best wishes inside. Do we want a best on one side and the wishes on the other? Or do we want a... These are all my little stash ones. These are not, I don't class these as work. These are ones I've bought over the years. These are all quite old. So I've got a warmest wishes, because these are quite small, so these might do. Got a little happy birthday, warmest wishes, especially for you. I can have an especially for you on your special day, couldn't I? especially for you on one side. Vertical greetings. I've got one that is sending love and hugs. I do have a happy birthday to you one, which was an in love or a Coca Rosa one, but it's too big and it's not the right kind of font for this card. It's more of a man's quirky, cartoony kind of font. Apart from that, no. That's all I have. But I think probably those two. The especially for you and then on your special day. I think that would work. I think those two would be good because then it kind of follows on from the happy birthday on the front. So I think we'll go with that. And then, oh, for goodness sake, I keep knocking things over. Oh, it's one of those days today. Right. And breathe. Do you really need no more sentiments? You've already got two. I just think on here, if I do a greeting here, then this is very obviously just nothing on it, plain. So that's why I was thinking if you have a, especially for you, and then on your special day, I've got too many specials, but anyway, you could really do just for you on your special day, because otherwise you've just got happy birthday on the front and then nothing. There's nothing in the middle at all, and that's the bit that you're going to see. So you've literally got nothing. I just think it looks a bit, it looks a little bit, I've already got two. Which two? I've only got one. I've got birthday on the front. I've only got one birthday. I've got nothing in the middle. Unless I just do on your special day. Maybe I'll just do on your special day then. And just do that, I don't know, up here maybe. On your special day there. It just means that this is then blank. There's nothing there and it just feels a bit meh. But I think probably that, I'm going to do that then. I'll just do a on your special day and that's it. And that's it. Step away from the greetings. Just use more embellishments. There's a greeting on the back. There is. That's true. But that's. I just think that's blank. That's my. This is my beef. Is that this is what my. That's page 1. Page 2's got nothing on it to say anything, and that's the bit you're going to see. So when it's on the mantelpiece, that's the bit you're going to see. It's got nothing on it. And that I don't count as a greeting because it's kind of like that's where you write, so it's not, you know, the front and the inside are the two mains for me. Right, I'm going to go with a on your special day, just on the inside. I don't want to duplicate. I know I've got birthday on the front and then I've got wishing you happy birthday on the back, but I'm fine with that. I just don't want to have another happy birthday in the middle because you've got happy birthday on the front, open up happy birthday again. It's a bit like, okay, we get the picture, it's your birthday. Whereas if I'm, it's just the middle bit just needs something. It just looks a bit plain. It's a bit plain. And I don't like too plain. I actually had a card from before which I had not put a greeting on the middle of because it was too busy. And I ended up chucking the card away because I was like, I just wouldn't send it because it's just not, I need it to have something on the inside. I'm going to put some sticky on the back of this. Thank you, Vet. No, says Vicky. Fight, 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 fight. Oh dear. World War III over a greeting in a card. I think it definitely needs to go with 1 on the inside. I can agree that maybe 2 is too much on the inside. So that's what I'm going for, a compromise between Vicky's 1 and Yvette's used 2. Okay, I'm compromising, peeps. All right, I'm going. Maybe some flowers on the right side. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'll have a look and see. Yeah. Some people like to really go for it on their cards. I'm not. I don't really want it to be really busy, although some of mine end up. But it's the decorating bit is the bit I really do struggle with sometimes, because I just find it a bit challenging to know what to do, when to do it. That's why I quite like, I remember when I used to work for Trimcraft as a demonstrator, it was really good because they used to do little die cut books, decoupage books, and in it you'd have like decoupage shapes, you know, die cut shapes and greetings and everything you need. Then I get sent the embellishments, the ribbons, the bits and bobs, and so you could make a whole card. It all goes together and you haven't really had to like properly, you know, cut anything out or whatever. It's all there for you, and I kind of prefer that because I've got to think about it then. I'm going to have to run this through again. It's not cut properly. Let's trim off the bit that has cut. Too much blank space. Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree. We all have a different opinion. We do, don't we? We do. But since I'm the one who's got to send this card to somebody, and I know that if I don't put something on the inside, then when I come to send it, I'll be like, oh, I need something on the inside. Oh, I can't be bothered. Oh, I'll just throw it away. And I don't really want to do that because I do like this card. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Stick to that. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. It's a very fragile greeting, this is. It's a very fragile greeting. Right, where's my pin? There it is. Okay, Nika, have a good day. Put some of the flowers on a panel flowing down like a trellis. Oh, yeah. Have I got a trellis? Do I have anything that fits? Maybe. Maybe. If I had another one of those flowers, I'd probably put that in the bottom corner because then it ties in with the other side. But I don't think that I have any more of that card. I have other card, but not that exact shade. So, right, let's take this out. In fact, I'm thinking I probably need to take the backing off while it's still in the die, because this die cut is quite delicate once it comes out. So because it kind of wants to be in the die at the moment, let's just flick out all the backing, take all the backing off, and then I can then just press through the holes to get it to stick in place. Let's just take out the middles we don't need, and that one there, I don't need that, and maybe it will come out when I take the backing off. Oh, hello. Okay. Sorry if my head's in the way, I'm trying not to, but I'm also trying to see what I'm doing. There we go, and that one's already sticky because for some reason the sticky came off. Yeah. Right, and then we'll take this, flip it over, line it up, and then poke through the holes. Like that. There we go. Right, let's clear the decks a little bit. And then stick that down. See you later, Nika. Oh yes, Bobby, yeah, you have to rewatch. Yeah, go for it. So I'm missing everybody when they're going. Too busy concentrating on my die cut. Alright, let's stick this down, then we can go ahead and do the front then. Okay. Let's do it on your special day up there. Like that. Yeah, that's okay. I don't mind so much there's nothing down here because it's kind of okay. It doesn't bother me. I just feel it needs something on the front there. Right, and then let's go and stick these down. Let's stick these on the front. We need a little blob. Where are we going to put our blob? Well, that one's going at the top, isn't it? So, probably about there-ish, I think. So put a blob there. Use our little foliagey bits. That can go there. Another little blob. Another little foliage. Like that. And a final little blob because the foliage is covering up the blobs I've already put down. And that's going to go in there like, oh, hello, like that. There we go. And then this one, I'm going to go more over here, I think. Not quite so far over because I need to have space for my foliage. So about there. So we need a blob. And a foliage. And this one can go on there like that. And then a blob on the back of the flower. Definitely need some more silicone glue soon. I'm running low. And that can go there. I need to move the whole thing down a little bit. There we go. There we go. Right. Ah, there we go. We did it, people. We got there eventually. Oh, we got there eventually. Right, so there we go. So that's your front. I'm not doing any more than that's fine. Quite like that. And then you open it up and you've got, let me just grab both sides. And then you've got your little on your special day. And then on the back you've got your greeting. So there you go. There you have it. And then this one, which I haven't finished yet, I need to finish off the front. Again, inside you've got that, and then I've got space on the back. The person who's having this is going to print something off, which is why I've not put anything on the back. But yeah, so there you go. Make sure to go and check out Kayla Renee as well, because her channel's great. She needs more subscribers. Please go subscribe to her. Show her some love. She's got some fantastic ideas, and her videos are really good. Nice and easy to watch. You know, nice and straightforward, to the point. That's what we like. So yeah, go and check her out. I've linked her video for this card in the description below, so you should be able to see it over there. This looks really, it's funny, in real life, this looks more colourful than what you're seeing on the screen. It looks really washed out on the screen, but actually in real life it's got a lot more colour to it. But anyway, hi Valerie. So I was a lady, haven't I? Who was it said just got here? Somebody just said they just got here. Oh, Bobby. Yes, Bobby. You'd have to go and have a look back. Cool. Well, thank you everybody for joining me. Don't forget to go and check out the various bits and bobs, the paper pads and whatever. If you do get a paper pad, you're happy with it, please leave me a nice review. If you're not happy with it, let me know. Don't leave me a bad review, because obviously then that affects whether Amazon let me produce any more. So if you can just contact me, and then I'm sure I can resolve it with you. But yeah. Right, I am going to poodle off because I've got a whole load of videos I need to film. You like the subtle look? Good, I'm glad. Thank you, everybody. Right, I will see you all next week. All take care of yourselves. Hope you all have a good week. And yeah, see you next time. Bye, everyone.